like literally in the process. Hey, what's going on? So what do you do when you have a sick snake? You bring him to the veterinarian. We're with Dr. Mike, and you are a snake expert, amongst other things. That knot's pretty good, I guess.
I was gonna say, you got a good one here.
Yeah, well, you don't want a snake slithering around the Tacoma. Let's see, it's Colin, everybody. He's not feeling well. He's been off food for, it's been about a month, so.
Okay.
You can see he's starting to shed.
So,
Hear that?
I was gonna say fill me in, but he's doing it for you.
Yeah, there's a bit of a gurgle.
Okay. And you said that's been going on for how long?
Well, I noticed it Saturday.
Okay.
So, but it could easily have been going on a little bit longer.
Sure.
You know, with the snakes, I have them in these outdoor enclosures.
Okay.
We did have that weather change, but what do you think? Yikes. So we're looking.
Always just kind of gently hold the mouth open and watch them take a couple breaths. I always like to do that. And you can see that little bit of like kind of mucus rattle there when that glottis started to open. You kind of see that. I don't know if you got it.
Yeah, I can see liquid.
It's like a glisten, and I mean obviously they're gonna have saliva in there, but when it's kind of thick like that and rattling over there, you know, it certainly could be a little upper respiratory.
Gotcha. He's got a lot of
you
mucus
got that.
there. Yeah.
So, I mean, thankfully, no stomatitis or anything like that. And you know, another thing, obviously, we're looking at when we do open the mouth, we're looking up at the choanal slits, making sure everything looks nice and clear.
And what are those slits? Is that where the nares are?
Yep, exactly. That's basically the communication to the nares. So.
Okay.
A lot of times, if you do have stomatitis or something like that, you'll see a lot of basically pus up in there. And for reptiles, their pus is very what we call like caseous, meaning it's really thick and cheesy. And then it's not liquid like we see with mammals where it drains.
Okay,
which is
so
why,
it's difficult for the animal to breathe.
Exactly, it kind of can plug them up. But thankfully, really all in all, oral cavity looks pretty darn good.
Oh,
so,
thank goodness.
But yeah, certainly that little bit of kind of mucus around there is a little suspicious, especially. Yeah, I mean you can just hear it. So,
right. And they'll normally go off food when they don't feel good.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll go off.
Sorry, I
if they've got a URI. That's okay. So I mean lots of different things can cause upper respiratories. So far as it being a one-off versus something infectious, a lot of times what we'll put them on a broad-spectrum antibiotic therapy like ceftazidime, just because it's nice, it's convenient, it's only every third day, so an injection every third day. You do that for 7 injections, so 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then if it's 100% resolved and he's great and it doesn't come back, then a lot of times I wouldn't think we have any cause for concern. If we find that he develops stomatitis or that his symptoms improve, he goes back on feed, and then this all happens again, a couple months from now, that's a different story. Then we need to do some PCR testing.
He is an old snake. This snake is got to be 20 years old at this point. This is awesome. Kind of ancient. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I got him, I want to say 10 years ago. So maybe even more. But we've been, guys, you've been following along for a while. You know that sometimes Colin seasonally will, in fact, come off food.
Sure.
But yeah, this is actually the first time I've caught him in the act of. He's never bitten, by the way.
I was gonna say he's very mild mannered
for a carpet python, right?
Yeah. I always expect them to bite.
Yeah. So yeah, whoa, you're scaring Daddy a little bit. He just wants to come up here. I got some snake snot on me the other day, but look at this, guys. Look at this. He is ready to shed. So if I just hold it, it's kind of, some of it's coming off here, which is pretty cool. So, all right. So we'll just give him some injections. Where do you typically, and I guess you're going to give him an injection here at the moment?
Yeah, I'll start him out for you.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out because with the snakes, I'm so used to turtles and tortoises and lizards, but what's the best place to inject with the snake?
Typically, I'm just going right along the spine. So the nice thing, from clients treating their reptiles, the ceftazidime is incredibly safe.
Gotcha.
So it can safely be administered under the skin, in the muscle, in the vein. So I always tell people, because a lot of times this is something where we're teaching clients how to give the injections. That way they can take the injections home and do it at home. Because we don't want to stress the animal out, bring it here every 3 days.
Yeah,
so if people are comfortable with it, we'd like to, do the treatments at home. But yeah, I just give it right along the spine.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'll kind of show you the first one. Obviously, you know what you're doing, but
you got it.
But we'll walk you through the first one just because.
And I've already got a hospital cage set up for him. He's not going to be going outside. We're going to keep him indoors where we can kind of really control the temperature better. We have started to get, it's fall in Florida, finally.
It's fall.
It's been about high 60s.
Cool.
This is
as cool as 90 degrees.
Yes, but no, the nighttime drops are going into the 60s now. So, we're going to want to just make sure the snake has a stable kind of environment. But this is kind of fun. As you can see, Dr. Mike can't resist either.
I can't.
It's really cool. Look at how he's shedding, huh? So the skin is just gently coming off. And if you guys are novices watching, snakes shed usually all in one piece. And the thing about snake sheds, Doc, and you can probably talk a little bit more about this, is humidity plays a vital role in the health of a snake shed.
Yeah.
The ease in which the animal can, in fact, shed that skin.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, every once in a while you'll get stuck eye caps. What's a good way to remove a stuck eye cap on a snake?
I mean, certainly you do have to be careful, but a lot of times, what works relatively well is just putting them in, like a Sterilite container or some sort of container that you can keep them in with. A lot of times I'll tell people to take like a, old washcloth or hand towel, something like that, get it nice and damp, and keep them somewhere warm, with a damp cloth, and kind of get that humidity up and see if that helps. And you can just really gently take like a Q-tip, as long as you're 100% sure that that's all it is, that it's a retained spectacle.
Gotcha.
And that's no big deal to really gently kind of lift that up from the edge.
Gotcha.
But if it doesn't lift off really easily, certainly I always say, get them into a vet. That way, that way you're sure that's all that's going on.
Yeah, you don't want to lift off the actual eye.
You don't want to damage their actual eye. Exactly.
Yeah. So this is cool, man. This is actually the first time I've caught. I'm actually seeing us kind of deglove a snake. Yeah. In fact, now that is not degloving is actually a bad guy.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Yeah, but we're just removing the shed. Degloving usually means skinning when you accidentally just Google ring avulsion. You'll see what I'm talking about. You won't be happy either. I don't wear rings. Married man, I will not wear a ring. I do too much activity, and I'm terrified of getting it caught on something.
Off.
Oh yeah, we don't want to do that. Kate's cool though. She doesn't mind. She knows I'm hitched. But anyhow, this is cool. So what we'll do is we're just going to keep enjoying this OCD Dr. Mike situation.
Here, I'll let you take over.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I gotta get a scale anyway, so I can weigh them.
All right, we're gonna continue. So again, anytime you come to the vet, they're gonna do a full health check on the animal. They're gonna weigh it. Dr. Mike's having fun here with the snake shed, and you can actually feel it's kind of moist as well. There's a little bit of lubricant in between their skin, which helps them kind of shed out their old one. But he's a beautiful snake. They call them carpet pythons because of that pattern. They are represented in Australia and Indonesia. They are a python. They've got, of course, these heat pits on the lips, labial pits, where they can hunt out warm-blooded prey. But that being said, these guys will take lizards. They take birds, they take mammals, such as flying fox and Australian possum, any kind of rat or vermin. So they're really a great animal, and we've talked about Colin all the time. This guy is, you'll notice he's a very slender snake. These guys are very adept at climbing. And in addition to the carpet python, you're going to find jungle carpet pythons. There's quite a few different subspecies of I believe it's Morelia. spilotes is this snake's Latin, and then there's Morelia. There's a lot in that genus, and they happen to be one of my favorite genuses of snake. I just think they have a very cool and interesting head. I love diamond pythons, which are also in that genus. But there's another one, Bolian's python, I think is a Morelia. Or are they, do you know by any chance offhand? You don't. All right. That's another favorite snake of mine. I'm not sure if Bolins are actually in that genus, but they are certainly pretty snakes. I do like the Australian stuff. All right. We're going to get a weight here. It felt pretty heavy walking in, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, he's got good body condition.
Yeah, awesome. He's not obese. He's not, what are we looking at there?
3.5.
3.5 pounds?
Yeah.
What do you think? That all right?
Put on 4.
Okay.
I feel like he's heavier than that.
Yeah, so do I. Unless I'm getting them weaker in my old age.
No, there's the table. That's fine.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking that's a grade
Soft
underneath
table?
there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.6.
Okay, that makes a little bit
Yeah,
of sense.
that feels spot on. 6.6.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool, man.
I'm gonna mix up some antibiotics for him,
Sounds good.
and
We'll show you an injection
Yeah.
in just a moment. Okay, so we're going to do the administration of the ceftazidime.
sir.
And again, safe drug. I always mention this, but Baytril, a little bit different, a little bit more
Yes. So.
damaging to tissue.
Yep. Baytril, we definitely can see tissue necrosis from the injection. So, fun story that I usually share with people about Fred Grunwald. He had a Burmese python years back. You probably remember when she
had
got
the egg
just
bound or something?
ripped up. No,
Yeah.
actually, he was going for, I forget what the hybrid is between the retic and the Burm.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
this was many years back. He was trying to pair them, and they got along great. They never copulated or anything, but one day the male retic just decided he didn't like the female anymore and absolutely tore her up.
Gosh.
And we put, I don't know, 200 and something sutures in her. The worst scars that snake had were from the Baytril injections.
Oh my God.
So
That's
it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, ceftazidime is a great drug. It's really broad spectrum antibiotic. You're pretty much getting the same coverage for the most part as Baytril. So
with less
you know,
injections and
exactly
less
less frequent, and far less in the way of potential for side effects.
Gotcha.
So yeah, basically he's certainly getting lively here.
Yeah, that's good. I like to see that there's still spunk in it. That means that this infection hasn't progressed far enough to where he's just lethargic.
No, I mean he's not having any increased respiratory effort or anything. I mean it should not be a big deal. So typically I just get a nice secure grip. I kind of put my thumb on the spine, especially if it's a little bit of a bigger snake, and then you come in at like a 30 to 45 degree angle.
All right.
You'll feel their skin's kind of thick, so you'll feel it kind of pop through, and then you just push.
Alrighty.
And that's it.
Yeah, he does not, barely even reacted to that. Cool. All right.
So you're gonna do that again in 3 days.
Okie dokie. Thanks, Doc.
You got it,
as
man.
always.
Yep, no
and if you wondering how we met, it was through Fred Grunwald.
Yep.
So our buddy Fred, he has always brought people together. So he's missed, but at least we're keeping his memory alive by taking care of animals.
Yep.
All right, friends. I'll see you guys back at the camp. Now we're back at the camp. There's Sophia. She's hanging out, throwing up gang signs. Nanny is hanging out in the kitchen. We won't see Nanny because Nanny's afraid of the snake. So Soph was hanging out with Kate's mom and my mom there, and we're gonna get the snake out. Why don't you help me? Want to help me? What do you want to do? She's confused. Do you want to hold the camera or do you want to grab the snake?
Is Colin gonna bite me?
You held this snake when you were 6 years old.
I guess I'll hold the snake.
Well, let's see. It'll come right out. But the cool thing that was happening is we were at Dr. Mike's, and the interesting thing about Colin at this particular moment is Colin is actually shedding. Here we go. Just go ahead, look and see the shed. Why don't you pull the shed off? Just like pull from up here.
Okay.
Yeah, just pull it down. Gentle, and then move up a little bit and pull it down. And then keep going. There you go. Oh, yeah. He's good. There you go. Isn't that strange? We're taking off.
So weird.
It feels weird, right? Oh, let's get this. Oh my God, like Nanny's not used to this kind of
Ew.
thing. Nanny was concerned for her daughter when she married me. She was very worried about what's going on.
Look at his head.
Look at his head. Yeah, he's trying to hold on. Anyhow, guys, luckily for me, we've got these beautiful vision cages all set up. And that's going to be his little hospital tank. Just a simple enclosure. We got water. We have, hold on one second. We have an under tank heater. And we got a little spot lamp for him. So he's going to have a nice, comfortable place. And we're going to keep him in there for a while. Oh my gosh. You always got to close your eyes. You never know what's going to happen with the snaky. What do you think, Soph?
It just keeps going. I don't know when it's going to end.
It ends at the end of the snake, silly.
Well, I thought we were already at the end, like,
What do you mean?
1 minute ago.
There's a tail. But he's kissing me. I hope I don't get a snake snot on me. Oh gosh, he's he's giving me a hug, Soph. He's so happy that I brought him to the doctor. He's going to feel better. Look at this. Is he on my hat by any chance?
Kind of.
Kind of. He's really holding on. So a lot of people think that they're constricting you to hurt you, but he's just trying to hold on. But at the same time, they actually are so powerful. They can, in fact, he's giving me a headache with this specialized cap. He's squeezing it so hard. All right, I think that's enough of the shed for now. We'll go ahead and untie him off of me. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Something's happening. All right. And then we're going to put him away. Just put him right in there. Go on in there, Colin. We see Sophie's got a little bit more to go as far as this shed here. So let's just do that. And guys, don't mind this carpet. This carpet has been pooped on, peed on, all kinds of animal stuff. We have this carpet down because we know it's going to get ruined here. So don't worry about that. But let's see, we're almost to the end of the snake, Soph. This is the true end of the snake. It's the tail. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, that's as good as it gets at the moment. We'll let the rest come off in pieces. It should have come off in one nice little shed, but these are extraordinary circumstances. All right, well, there you go. We'll keep you guys abreast on our friend Colin. We're going to give him the rest of the injections in another 72 hours. And I'll probably get him a little hiding area as well. But we got a nice little heat pad. Yep, there it is right there. I feel it, nice and warm. So he can kind of rest on that. But in the meantime, we'll just let Colin convalesce here in this enclosure. And of course, so is going to check out her little buddy, Dune, who's just basking at the moment. He's very happy to bask. And since we're here, you might as well say hello to our spider tortoises. They're doing well. There's another one sleeping and one over in the corner, and they had just yesterday had some of this romaine. It's a little bit of a treat. But there's also, oh, look at these friendly little lizards. They're always, yeah, they're getting bigger. They're doing good. Our Dumerals monsters. And of course, we should be having a hatch of rhino iguanas any day now. We got tortoise eggs, we've got smooth front caiman eggs that are in this incubator, so there is a lot going on at the camp. All right, good deal. Well, I'll be seeing you guys later. Thanks for watching, and we'll let you know how Colin fares in the next few videos. Take care, guys. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan, where you can see exclusive content and chat with me every Thursday at 4. See ya.